This is Zami Eccles-Irwin from FilmFestivalCircuit.com and the Assistant Director of the Oregon Short Film Festival. We're gearing up for our Summer 2023 session, which is going to screen on July 16th at the beautiful, historic Clinton Street Theater. And today I'm talking with some of our participating filmmakers. This is the writers and actors for the film The Dons. Please introduce yourselves.
My name is Kendra Cunningham.
And I'm Leah Bonnema. Delighted to be here.
Awesome. Thank you both so much for meeting with me.
I'm also delighted to be here.
Thank you. All right. So what inspired you guys to make The Dons?
I mean, well, we are friends from stand-up comedy. Mostly in New York, you know, we were really good friends and doing stand-up comedy, and we always loved crime and powerful women. And
tracksuits, to be honest. We were like, how can we work a tracksuit into a script?
Totally.
Yeah. And we wanted to collaborate. So that's my recollection of how it all began. Okay. Leah might have something else to add.
Yes, and just to force my friendship on Kendra, we're still really close friends and still stand-ups. I just recently moved to the West Coast.
Yes.
And Kendra's in New York. So we're I agree exactly. We're both stand-ups and we both love like gangster mob movies and fun roles for women.
Totally.
And we also love working together. So we were like, how can we put all of these loves with tracksuits and some nice jewelry into a script?
Oh, if I can add one more thing, you know, we're both from the East Coast. Leah's originally from Maine. I'm from the Boston area. And it seems like there's a lot of, you know, almost mobstery East Coast types that consistently show up in TV and film.
Oh, totally.
But not many females.
Right.
So, you know.
We wanted to throw some ladies in the mix.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Well, this is cool. I want to ask more heady questions, but I just have to ask first. I have to interject. How did you guys get all those tracksuits? Because every single shot was a new tracksuit, and I wonder, is there like just like a Goodwill bins somewhere that's just so awesome, or what?
I hate to say this, but I owned them. They were already in the closet. So
Even the leopard print one, that was like my favorite. So that was, I think that yours. Yeah, that was mine, and I'll be completely candid here. I got that on Amazon.
Okay.
I'm trying to not purchase a lot of stuff on Amazon. Totally different topic, but you know, in a pinch, you can really find anything you need.
That's and it gets there fast. It gets there fast.
Here's today's sponsor. No.
Yeah.
Hey, if Amazon wants to sponsor the Dons, I can change my opinion of Amazon.
Right, absolutely. Okay, well, great. I'm just picturing you guys wearing those tracksuits every day, all day long. I love it. I kind of want to know, where did you guys get the personas for your characters? Is this something that came from stand-up originally, or are these characters that you wrote specifically for this project?
Jeez, I mean,
I think we just sort of fell into them naturally.
I think that there's a lot of maybe personality characteristics that we'd like to have, that we got to have in this project. So I don't know. Would you agree with that, Leah?
Yeah, I think it's fun to think of a person who doesn't have the same morality and is sort of, I feel like often when you see violent women and portrayed in media or films or television, they are only violent for revenge or for being protective. And it's like they were pushed to it, as opposed to women who are just violent and don't have feelings about it.
Right.
So we sort of just wanted to write that into the characters as like, that's something they're into, along with like dating and eating food. Which were their three main categories, where they like dating, eating, and violence.
And Leah's character, Dawn, gets a little bit more enjoyment than my character, Dawn. And I am, part of our dynamic is that, you know, I'm trying to get her to rein it in a little bit.
Okay, totally.
But it's not easy.
Right. Well, I think you sum up well when you say it has no feelings about violence. I'm reminded of the sort of the final sequence where a conversation is transpiring about texts and stuff, and then it pulls back and there's just a body on the floor. I think that's really funny. And I'm curious also, so what's the process, since you're both writers and both actors in this, what's the process behind writing it and then actually going on screen and portraying it? Is there a lot of improv? What's that like? Because there's such good chemistry. I'm wondering how you guys got to that point.
Kendra and I have worked together in stand-up for over 10 years.
Okay.
And I think sort of we know each other's rhythm. And, you know, we've been to a lot of shows together. We've been on shows together. And then we're also real life friends. So I think that we had our scripts, and then there's just sort of that natural back and forth from knowing each other's stand-up so well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and what was that on-set process like? Was it fun? Was it stressful? Was it difficult?
I think it was a little bit of all of that, honestly. Okay. Because so we actually shot it in my old apartment.
Okay.
Which is not a very big apartment, you know, in Brooklyn, New York. I don't even know. I should know my square footage, but I'm sure I would overestimate. But so I think in terms of shooting in a very small quarters, it was challenging, especially to have, because we had a DP, we had a director, audio, makeup, all that jazz. But at the same time, it was fun because we got to have our words come to life, and in most of the scenes, I think we were pretty much stuck to the script, at least certain beats that we wanted to have in. But you know, to me, shooting film is so fun because you can, if you want, you can do so many. You know, you can do 3 takes. Right. And you're so loose by the third one. It's a completely different animal than it was in the first one. Totally. Whereas when you're doing stand-up, you're up there, you're done. You don't get to go back and try it that night. You know, maybe you do it an hour later or the next night, but you're not in the same groove.
Okay, yeah. So you can build off that momentum a little bit.
Yeah. So true.
Okay, what about you? Do you have insights about that?
I agree with everything Kendra said. It is so nice to be able to do it and then do it again.
Okay, yeah.
And then also, I just remembered that day when we were talking about it rained.
Oh.
Which we were not prepared for. And so it's that fun, like, how are we going to redo the shots that we had thought about?
Right.
Yep. And they were running really low on cinnamon buns at Dunkin Donuts.
Oh, no.
I mean, crises after crises.
I mean, we did not plan that ahead. We only got one coffee roll for me to eat, and then
you couldn't mess up that take. You had to get it right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so I'm curious. Do you guys have a background in film, or is this a first effort? What's the deal with that?
I mean, we've both done shorts.
Okay.
A lot of shorts and written pilots.
Okay.
And then obviously love films.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't go to film school, but I've always loved films. And I think I think that the cool thing about films for me is like one of the cool things anyways, is coming from a stand-up. Stand-up was my first sort of creative forte, and parlaying into doing films and stuff is the collaboration process that I think is really missing from stand-up.
Okay, so totally.
Yeah, so you really get to just work with people who have so much, often have different talents than you do, and it's just really cool to see things kind of twist and turn right before your very eyes.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I love, like, one of the things I love about stand-up that really sucked me into stand-up is I love storytelling. I love all forms of storytelling. And in stand-up, you work so hard to be your point of view. What's my point of view? How can I tell this? How can I reach an audience to explain why this is funny to me, why this isn't important to me? And what's really fun also with working with other people is you get to be, you don't have to be like, is this true to my person?
Right.
You're like, I get to step into these other shoes and tell this other story. So that's really fun too.
Yeah, totally. It would be great. I would love to be able to do stand-up characters. I would love to be able to do stand-up as a character.
Okay, yeah.
I love that.
And I think some people do that. And I'm like, oh, I really missed the boat on that decision.
I mean, you can always do it.
Yeah. I mean, people change their persona every day.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm curious. So did you guys learn anything from this process? Any new insights about filmmaking, the craft, writing, acting, anything?
I feel like it's got to always be a learning process. Like I felt like I learned so much, and then the next time I would learn so much. And I was so thrilled by the whole experience. I loved getting to work with everybody, and specifically with Kendra and Corinne and Dan, and it was wonderful. And you just sort of want to do it more. You're like, how can I make more stories and be even more, do it even better next time?
Yeah,
totally.
I think another thing too that is pretty cool is, in this day and age that we're in, you can get, 5 people to an apartment and in one day shoot something that you're really proud of,
Totally.
And that you think even after the fact, you're like, oh yes, I like this, because I have in the past like shot some stuff and then I see it afterwards and I'm like, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to share this one, but this one, on all counts, I think was a good experience.
Excellent. Well, now I want to know, so Leah, you just moved to the West Coast. Kendra, you're still East Coast based. What are you guys working on next?
Well, we have the next couple episodes lined up that we want to get back together and shoot, and we want to try our hands at directing an episode.
Okay.
And then I think it's so great that with social media, you can sort of put out testers and tastes of it, like chop it up and be like, here's a little bit of this, which I think is so like such a gift. Social media has so many parts of it that you're like, but then that part of it is so amazing.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. I think that I can't wait to start shooting some more of it. We need to get that on the calendar and go from there. And we've had so many conversations about different things that we could do with the Dawns, that who knows what these crazy ladies are going to come up with next,
But they're definitely going to take over the book.
Good.
I've sent a couple of emails to Mark Wahlberg, but I haven't heard back yet. But I was hoping that maybe he'd take a little,
a cameo.
Or take an interest in
Boston. It's in Boston.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his hometown, baby.
Well, excellent. This is very exciting. The chemistry was so good, and the first one that I've seen now, it was a short, it was a micro. I'm ready for more the Dawns, and I'm very excited to see more from both of you guys. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the Dawns?
About the Dawns.
I'm excited to see it at the festivals.
Yes, very excited to see it on the big screen. Excited to, my mind just goes wild because it'd be great to have like a Dawn's tracksuit line, like a Dawn's self-defense class, I don't know, things that anything that the Dawns could do, we're game.
Awesome.
I really wanted to do a Dawn's travel movie where I drag Kendra across the United States, and we're like, obviously have to go pick somebody up for the mob, and we just film it as us just showing up in tracksuits.
That would be sick.
I would love to do one too, where we just spy on our ex-boyfriends. and make a commentary on how we think their life is going without us,
Okay, this is fantastic. You guys have great momentum, great chemistry. Thank you both so much for talking with me today. I'm very excited to put this on July 16th at the Oregon Short Film Festival. I think people are going to love it.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you for the compliments.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. What can I say? And I think the audience is going to get a big kick out of it. We don't see content like this, so it's cool. It's important, and I appreciate you guys putting it out there.
These sound bites. I love these sound bites.
I know. I'm going to put it in here for a rainy day. Perfect. We have chemistry.
All right. Well, I will see you guys at the festival.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.